everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is a very exciting day because my book has finally come out, but I thought I would make a video that kind of shows you the journey, like the whole process, not only sort of how my illustrations developed and like how my ideas changed along the way, also show you the kind of emotional roller coaster that goes with doing kind of like a long project, the sort of excitement at the beginning, and then all the like self-doubt, the kind of the dip, and then the excitement again at the end when it all comes out okay. So yeah, I'm going to play those clips and then we're going to have a look through the book at the end. I feel like I should probably tell you what this book is about first of all, in case you're completely new to my channel. So this book is Mother Seagull and the Ocean King. Here are the two main characters. It's about the Ocean King who creeps along and steals Mother Seagull's eggs whilst she is out looking for food. Then throughout the book she is obviously trying to get her eggs back, and she gets some help from some of the other sea creatures. So yeah, it is a book about resilience, friendship, and it's got lots of lovely like sea creatures in as well. Oh, I didn't mention I self-published this. So if you're interested in self-publishing as well, or if you're just interested in having a look at the book and seeing my process, then yeah, hope you enjoy this video. And yeah, let's get into it. The very early stages of doing a book project, and it's with somebody that I know, and it's probably gonna be self-published. But yeah, I really like the story. I think the story kind of reminds me of like a sort of fairy tale. I'm just kind of doing some sketches in my sketchbook just from some reference photos. Obviously I'm at the very beginning stage of this project, so yeah, there's a lot more development to be done, but yeah, it's going to be really exciting to take you with me on this journey over the next weeks and months. Here is what I have been working on. There's this character in it who's like this evil ocean king. I think I'm gonna give him this seaweed hair. I thought it'd be cool to give him some kind of like bling, but this is gonna be kind of this is gonna be like a sort of rope across his chest with those like orange, I don't know if you call them like orange floats or orange buoys, but they're like the small ones. But yeah, I wanted to do like a whole page that showed sort of different emotions and angles. So this is the first one, and then I thought I'd do one of him from the side, and then I've done one of him happy. I don't know if I'm going to make him happy at the end, we will see, but I think this could be like a good reference. This is one of him angry, and I thought it would be fun if like his seaweed hair was kind of a bit kind of animated as well, and then this one's sort of surprised, so the hair is kind of moving about a little bit. Also, I think if I draw him like swimming in the ocean, his seaweed hair will sort of float about a little bit more. And then I thought I'd do the kind of like a sneaky one where he's just coming out of the water and maybe watching, and then a sad one. And so again, I've tried to show his hair sad, just kind of drooping. Yeah, this is the character sheets that I have done for the evil Ocean King, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I'm kind of quite proud of myself. I think it's come out really well. I was really pleased actually just with it in pencil, but now I've added the colour. Yeah, I think the colours work really well. This was the first one that I was doing, trying to work out colours. And so I was thinking originally of making like the crown and the cape this kind of stony colour, but then I thought that the barnacles would like stand out more. They were on black, and maybe that could kind of look a bit like dark wood that you often see, or some kind of black stone or something. As you can see at one point as well, I was thinking about giving him a blue face. I kind of thought the blue face might end up blending in too much with the ocean. Something I sometimes struggle with is not using all the colours, but I think this works well because it's colourful, but I haven't used that many. So I've been trying to think about how I can make this seagull just a bit more interesting, and so I was thinking I could do some kind of like patterns, and I liked the idea of kind of doing a sort of pattern that looked a little bit like hearts, just to go with the motherly love kind of vibe. I like this one that's got like this of hearts and then these kind of like little dots for the feathers. I think that's a bit more subtle, and then I've just added a little bit of detail to these feathers. The thing that I am struggling with is thinking about how I can show different sort of emotions with the seagull, because I don't know if I really want it to look too cartoony. It would be good, especially as it's like a main character, to show some different emotions. So I don't know if I can just do that by showing kind of like different body language, although it's, you know, it's a bird, so it's going to be slightly different to human body language. I need to keep working on this, I think. I've tried to to do like expressions. I think is that panic? Is that surprise? That one's kind of happy. That one's sad. That one's yeah, very angry. Today I'm going to be working on my iPad, and I'm going to be working on some thumbnails. So I've already done some really tiny little roughs. Yeah, so what I'm doing here is I've taken the tiny thumbnail and I've blown it up to the size that I want, and then I've moved the transparency down and I'm drawing my rough on a new layer. There isn't a definite location for the story. I kind of want to take a little bit of influence from, like, I don't know, maybe like Greenland or Iceland with like the shape and colour of the buildings. I think it'd be quite nice to have quite colourful houses. But yeah, we'll just make it a fictitious village. I think this is going really well so far. I really love redrawing over things, and when I was younger I used to think that other people could like immediately get the thing that they wanted from the head like onto the piece of paper or whatever just really quickly. I used to have this idea that they didn't use reference and they could just do it the first time, and then you realise that actually it's okay to use reference if you want to, and also to redraw things again and again. It doesn't mean that you're rubbish, it just means that you're kind of planning out how you want your composition and how you want things to look. So yeah, it's going well. It is about 5 o'clock. I am in one of my birthday presents, which is my new favourite thing. It's this amazing fluffy dressing gown, and it's got a hood, and it's so cozy. And I just, yeah, I couldn't resist putting this on. I've never had a dressing gown with a hood, and it's amazing. But yeah, I am making quite good progress. So I've been doing them as a spreads, and I am up to page 13. So yeah, it's going well so far. So I'm gonna do all the spreads first of all, and then I think I'm gonna go back and then add the text. I've also grown another tree on the Forest app. I've been doing the spreads, so I got up to page 22 and 23. I've only got a couple more pages to do, so I did ones here for all the ones that I've done. These black ones that are a bit rougher, that's like the original thumbnail that I did that I've blown up. You can see it's quite rough at the moment, so I need to go over that and do some new line work. Then I need to work out where to put the text. Possibly I should have worked out where to put the text already. I'm not really sure. This is like the first proper like book that I've done. I kind of did a few book projects at uni, but it wasn't really doing like the whole story with all the text. I printed out the manuscripts that the author has written, and I'm just going through and double checking what bits I want, what text I want with which illustration. So yeah, I'm just going through and numbering all the pages, and then I'm gonna find somewhere to put the text, which maybe I should have done already. It's fine, it's fine. I've just had an idea for the last page. I think I'm going to do that of the, like, maybe the eggs hatching and the tiny baby seagulls. Not that it actually mentions that in the story, but I think sometimes it can be good to like add something a bit extra. Also, I realised that the final illustration that I did to go with like the final bit of text, I've done on a double page spread, and it would be good to, because most books start and end on a single page. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna do one more page. So I think I am happy with that. Yeah, I'm gonna actually probably add the text, see if it all fits. Fingers crossed it does. So these are the rough illustrations with the text, and I do actually end up changing the fonts a bit later on. I did quite like this font, and I liked the calligraphy style of it, but later on I find a font that I think actually goes with my illustrations even better. But yeah, it's really interesting seeing these roughs, as most of the composition has stayed the same, but some of the pages ended up changing completely, which you will see later on. Grey, gloomy day. Yes, I'm gonna warm up inside, and now it's time to make some more progress on this. As you can see, I haven't got very far, but yesterday I was drawing lots of tiny little fish. I'm really happy with the colours that I have chosen so far. I think it's gonna look really good. So I will show you a bit of this. In this scene, there's gonna be all these seagulls that are like taking bits of the ocean and putting it on the lands, and then actually all the other creatures in the ocean have all come to kind of like help her get her eggs back too. Yeah, it was just really fun to do the composition for this, because it meant I could show quite a lot. I could have all these sea creatures here. I've got like the seagulls and stuff. The kind of place that I was imagining that this could take place was maybe somewhere like Greenland or somewhere. I just love these kind of like tiny bright coloured houses, and I think it would just go really nicely having these bright coloured houses, and then with like the bright coloured fish. I've kind of done most of the hard bits already. I've come up with like the composition and the characters. I've decided on the colour palette, so now it's just the like nice relaxing bit of just colouring it all in. But I think I'm just gonna crack on, have a nice cozy relaxing time with my coloured pencils, drinking lots of tea. But yeah, let me know if you're doing some drawing as well at the same time. I'm looking at pictures of crabs because I'm drawing a page from the picture book that I'm working on, and I've actually added a bunch of things to it. So this page was just going to be the nest, but then I realised that this is like, so this one is going to be page 1, that's the last page, but I realised like it was a bit too similar to have that as the first page and then just a nest on its own. So I've added a few little things. I've added this cute little crab, and then I'm gonna have some like little shells and things around, so I think that will be really cute. I'm actually working on another one of these as well. So yeah, this is the other one that I'm working on, and this is going to be the page that goes next to it. But yeah, I wanted to work on the other page so I knew what bits to add here. So I might add the little crab down here, and then that will be kind of like a cool thing to spot. I don't know if I'm going to do the crab throughout, but I just think it's kind of, yeah, it's quite cute to add like little details. Yeah, that is what I'm working on today. Rounds it need to go, oh, that way. Yeah, that is going to be page 2, and that's going to be page 3. And yeah, I'm really happy with how they've come out. I'm really enjoying the colours, like the more kind of muted tones. You can see here I've changed, yeah, the colour of the grass, the colour of the sands and the sea to be, yeah, a bit more muted, maybe a little bit more realistic, although obviously I haven't exactly drawn it in a realistic style. There is the tiny little crab. I just thought that would be quite fun to spot. You know when you're organising and you can't decide if you're wasting time or if you're actually kind of getting everything together and like becoming like really organised and like on top of things. Very slowly working my way around Notion. It's kind of a little bit overwhelming. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but I've created a nice page for my book illustration that I'm working on. As you can see, I have still loads to do because I haven't done anything on it for ages. But yeah, this is my to-do in progress. These ones I've done and I need to scan and edit. Then I need to put everything together. But yeah, so that's just a nice reminder of everything that I have to do. And instead of doing it, I've just like organised it. So today I've actually been finishing off this illustration, but yeah, it's pretty much done. I still want to do some more like dark bits to the water, just make it very dramatic. Even though it's a kid's book, I think I can still make it dramatic. Just, you know, a little bit more contrast and stuff. And then I'm just doing like the kind of wet areas of the sand. I've got my crab in the corner. I'm actually using a rubber. This is like an electric rubber, just to put a little bit more of the white back in there and just kind of like make this crown sort of stand out so the Ocean King isn't completely lost. And it actually makes like a really interesting like texture on the water as well. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. Okay, I think I have actually finished this. I hope it's coming out okay. The lighting obviously at this time isn't so great, but I think it's come out really well, and I actually really enjoyed using the electric rubber to like make some like different textures and stuff of like the water, and like especially this bit here where it's all kind of like frothy as it's like as the waves are like coming in and out. I have got so much more to do on this project, so this is not finished, but I'm actually really loving how it's looking so far. Yeah, so it's gonna be the Ocean King's palace. I'm really enjoying doing these like underwater scenes, and I did some drawing yesterday morning as well, and I feel like I'm actually making some progress on it, which is really good, especially because it was either last week or a couple of weeks ago I felt like I wasn't making any progress, mainly because I just felt like I didn't have time to work on it. I was just thinking I'm never actually gonna get this finished. Yeah, and then I did actually spend some time doing an illustration for it and spent the whole time thinking, I hate this drawing, I hate this drawing, like as I was drawing it. One way that I kind of started liking the drawing again was I took a photo of it on my iPad, and then I thought of ways that I could kind of adjust it. Yeah, I feel like I was in a bit of a negative headspace about the whole book project a couple of weeks ago, but I feel like that's changed and I'm feeling a lot more positive about it. So I've just had another idea of what I could do with this piece. So I already have a space, like an empty space here, where I'm going to put some text, but I was thinking, so these are bits where like the seagulls have come along and they've taken the sea, but maybe I could have some nice like white spaces actually in the sea there, as if they've, I don't know, kind of like taken a little puzzle piece or something out. I think that might actually look quite cool. I feel like I'm having all these like light bulb moments here, which is kind of exciting. I think I might want to add a bit more detail to some of the wings and things. Maybe I'll add a little bit more something to them as well. Low battery, it's okay. But yeah, so this will be the kind of general idea. I'll have just like a couple of holes, and then I quite like the whole idea of having something white when like something's been taken away or like it's missing. I think that would just be kind of a fun thing to like play with. Oh, I'm excited. Hello, it is Friday now. So I'm working on a new picture. I haven't actually finished the other picture that I was working on, and yeah, I'm liking it so far, but this one is actually going to be the page next to it, so I just fancied starting this one. But yeah, I don't think I've got too much left to do on this. I think I've basically just got loads of blue to add. So hopefully that shouldn't be too much concentrating, other than I have to go around these tiny little fish that I've drawn. I've got my piece of tracing paper to stop blue going all over my hands and to try and protect my artwork. I've nearly finished. I just need to finish the blue. This pencil is getting very small, but I do have another one, and I have at least one more. We have this tiny pencil and this tiny pencil. I'm definitely gonna have to get some more. But yeah, this is finished now. Let me show you the other one, like the first one that I did. This was the original one that I did. As you can see, the colours are slightly different and it's smaller, and then this is the one that I have just finished. But yeah, so I wasn't sure if I should bother doing a new one, because I do really love this illustration, and I was thinking, could I just edit it and like change, I would have to change the colours of the grass, the sand and the sea, and then also I realised I needed to change the walrus, this guy over here, because I did this guy and I used a different, I kind of made him a bit more of a like orangey sort of browny colour, so I wanted him to kind of match. This is what I've been finding, that when you're doing like a book project, it's kind of hard to keep all the characters the same. I'm making like loads of progress now. I have got, according to my board, I've got 7 more to do. That does include the front cover, which I was talking about doing and I haven't done yet. I think I might put the front cover off until the end and then panic about it. That sounds like a plan. So this is one of the final illustrations in the book, and the Ocean King is basically giving the eggs back. But I'm gonna try and make this kind of wave look like a pair of hands. It might turn out terrible. I have got supplies. I've got a lovely bowl of stewed apple and cinnamon with a blob of peanut butter. It is so nice. It's basically like eating apple pie. We ran out of soya milk, so I've just got a black tea, but it's cinnamon chai tea. It's Tesco's Finest, which is about as fancy as I get. This isn't actually finished yet, but it's getting there, and Tom actually could tell that that what I was going for, which was that the waves kind of represent some hands, and I'm pleased that he got that. At one point I was actually thinking about doing some like fingernails on the waves, and then I was like, I don't think that's the kind of style we're going for. It's kind of a little bit abstract. This is pretty much done. As you can see, I need to do a bit more blue up there. Just a few finishing touches. I don't know, I feel like I've been in a little bit of like maybe an art block or something. I feel like I take so long to make an illustration, and I think I definitely suffer a bit with like a sort of perfectionism and stuff, which is something I'm trying to work on. I feel like I'm like so close to finishing it. Some people have told me that maybe I should try and get it actually published. Possibly we might try that. If I'm being honest, I kind of don't think that that is going to be successful, partly because I know that it's kind of like not the done thing to submit a finished picture book. You're meant to submit like a dummy, like at the beginning, where you do like the rough illustrations for the whole book, and then maybe you'd submit a couple of finished illustrations, but not the whole thing. And because if they did like it, then they might want to make sort of changes and stuff. But yeah, so I'm kind of already expecting that nobody is gonna, like, no agents or publishers will want to publish it. Also because I know it's just a very like competitive market as well, and they must get so many submissions. Yeah, I'm also just kind of like scared, and it's something that I really need to work on. But then on the other hand, I feel that I maybe shouldn't be so defeatist like to start with, and that I should maybe try. But yeah, and then if it doesn't work out, then I can still do the self-publishing thing, and yeah, maybe do like a short print run and either get pre-orders or do a Kickstarter or print on demand or something like that. So there's definitely like lots of options, but yeah, it's scary. I want to sort of work on feeling more confident with my work and doing the scary things, because I don't know, I go through stages where I like my work and then I'll be like, no, everything's rubbish. Like, I need to change this, I need to work on that. I've been listening to lots of podcasts as well. Yeah, I've been listening to the 3 Points Perspective. I listened to an episode called Roadblocks to Finishing Your Projects, and in that they were talking about something called the dip, which I can definitely relate to, which is where, you know, you have an idea for something, you're really excited, and then you kind of get into the project and maybe things didn't like turn out exactly the way that you'd planned, and like didn't really match the vision that you had in your head, or you're struggling with some bits, and you kind of have that dip where it's like a bit hard, and then you have the high again when you manage to like finish the project as well. But yeah, they were just saying how the bit in between is kind of hard. But yeah, let me know if this is anything that you struggle with. Do you go through stages where you feel like your work is amazing and then go through stages where you're like, oh no, it's all rubbish? Let me show you my weird non-aesthetic setup. here it is. We have got loads of random to-do lists because I keep writing to-do lists and then changing them. We have a Fitbit that I'm not wearing currently, which I should be, so I'm not going to get any steps there. We have a gross looking empty porridge bowl. We have a half drunk tea. I'm using my desk easel, which is good. And to make it a bit higher, I've just got 2 random board games. Anyway, so this is the front cover minus the text. I'll just put it up on the screen actually, like in place here where I've added the text, because I have done that, but I just don't have that on here. So I'm so happy that I've actually got this front cover done, because I just felt like it was kind of, I don't know, like weighing on me a little bit, and I kept putting it off. And I was like, oh, I can't work on it yet, like I'll do it once I've done all the other illustrations. So it just like, it kind of becomes this like huge thing. I just keep putting it off, and it's like, oh, it has to be good because it's the cover. I'm pretty sure that I've already mentioned that we had a little bit of feedback from some of the agents that we submitted to. A lot of the agents basically just said that they get hundreds and hundreds of submissions, and so we didn't get feedback exactly, but we had a response at least. Yeah, so the project's been on pause for a while whilst I do other things, and I was thinking it's about time that I get it finished. I've put so much work into it, and now and then I still get messages from people asking like, oh, is the book available, wanting to know updates. So I've decided that I am going to self-publish it. I also decided from some of the feedback that I got to make a few changes to some of the illustrations. I actually have been doing some stuff on my iPad. Yeah, so I wanted to add some more detail to some of the illustrations. I ended up putting lots of flowers, kind of making it look a bit more like a meadow and sort of making it look a bit more wild. And I also added some more details to the huts. I think I also moved the crab away from the middle of the page, like the gutter, because that was something that I kept thinking about. Like, I don't want important bits of the illustration to kind of be lost in the middle of the page, or to get like cut off when it gets like trimmed and stuff. But yeah, I am determined to actually get this finished. I'd like to see it physically in my hands as a book. Yeah, and I'd like other people to be able to order it as well and enjoy it. Thank you. Okay, the dress.
But the front cover looks good.
Yay! I can't even see it. Tom, I can't see it.
Yay, all looks good.
Okay, can I see it? Yay!
I was thinking like it might be printed upside down or something.
It's not printed upside down. I want to see too. Okay. If the cover feels nice actually. There's the back. All the text is there, hasn't been chopped off. And there's the so I did the end papers, because I think I mentioned this, but you can't print on the back of the cover, so I've done an end paper there.
I like the crab.
The colours have come out well actually. Yeah. I was a little bit worried because sometimes then when you look at something on a screen and then you print it like CMYK, it can sometimes just look a little bit different. But the bleed looks all good, doesn't it? Like
so cute. The sky looks so nice.
Thank you.
This guy ages ago, I like it.
Oh, the walrus, yeah.
Nice walrus.
I'm so pleased that the colours have come out well and everything, like nothing important has been like chopped off. The text is all there. It's not been printed upside down.
It's good in.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, I'm so pleased. And it feels nice. It looks like good quality.
Check it again, that's all in the right order.
Just checking that they feel good. I'm glad that I added the "this book belongs to" thing. I think that's really cute. video of mine that you're watching and you want to see more kind of like illustration content and maybe some future picture book content, because I'm planning on doing some more picture books in the future, yeah, then subscribe and then you can see more videos like this. If you want to get your own copy of Mother Seagull and the Ocean King, the link to it will be in the description. And yeah, I really appreciate all your support. Share it on like social media and stuff, and tell all your friends and your family members, and maybe buy it for someone for Christmas. And anything else to add, Tom? No? Yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye. There were loads of little bits of like pencil where there shouldn't be pencil, so I was trying to clean this up using this electric rubber that I've got. I brushed off all the rubber. The bits of rubber went in my tea. Very, very sad. I'm gonna go make another tea now, I think. So, yeah, I think this is, what was I doing there? I was trying to like show you my face and also show you the illustration at the same time. I said, should I hold this for the whole intro? I don't know. And then a random thing that I'm doing that I just decided to do is to actually put washi tape around the pencils. Sometimes I want to use a colour for something else that I'm doing, and then I have to like double check what the colours are. So I just thought if I like take this washi tape and put it around all of these pencils, I don't know, it would just make it a little bit easier to find. Actually, what it's reminding me of are those blue plasters that you get if you work any sort of service to do with food. You have blue plasters, don't you, if you hurt yourself? Like, so they show up. And that's what it's reminding me of. Yeah, it looks like all my pencils have injured themselves and they've all got plasters on them.
Thank you for coming. I know that you're trying to do anything to make me smile.